Can't hear you.
Good evening and welcome to another high school basketball presentation on BayPreps.com. What a treat for you tonight. It's a WCAL Men's Playoff Final. Archbishop Mitty, the number 1 seed, goes up against 3rd-seeded Sacred Heart Cathedral. These teams have played 2 classics this season, each time with Mitty coming out on top, winning by a combined 5 points in those 2 games. I am Pat O'Rourke, and with me is Harold Abend, a producer and cameraman is Jerry Gerard. As tonight, the Archbishop Mitty Monarchs go up against Sacred Heart Cathedral, a team that they have defeated 7 consecutive times, including an overtime thrower a week ago when these teams met in San Francisco.
Yeah, I mean, I asked Sacred Heart coach Daryl Barber just moments ago, you know, you've played these guys within a whisker each time. What do you have to do different? And he seems to think that they can't, there's nothing really that they can do different. They've just got to make some plays. And, you know, they're playing against a great player, and they're not going to change anything. They're going to play their game, and hopefully he says hopefully they can make the plays when they need to. And that's really been the difference. You know, they had Mitty on the ropes, but they couldn't close them out.
And we'll see if they can do so tonight. Yes, and they are certainly getting a player like Josh Fox, a standout player who is playing at top level right now after his effort against Sarah last night. 21 points and 14 rebounds, and that's the treat tonight to watch Josh Fox and Taylor Johns and, of course, Aaron Gordon of Archbishop Mitty all go at it this evening as we pause for our prayer and national anthem. Another great job done by the Notre Dame Belmont Choir. And we've got a packed house pretty much here at Foothill College. Everybody hoping for the same excitement we saw in the first couple meetings when Sacred Heart Cathedral played Archbishop Mitty. Mitty looking for their 2nd consecutive WCAL playoff title. They come into this game winners of 10 consecutive contests. 55-5 over the last 2 years is Tim Kennedy's team. And Sacred Heart Cathedral has certainly done some damage of their own over the past few years. They are 22-4 this season. Archbishop Mitty 23-3. Last night we did the Sacred Heart Cathedral Sarah game, and what a finish that was there. It was 54-54 before Taylor John scored a couple buckets in the final minute to give the Irish a 58-54 win. Mitty, meanwhile, was a winner over Bellarmine last night, 54-48. Mitty beat Valley Christian in the opening round, 74-59. As for Sacred Heart Cathedral, they were a winner over SI in their opening round, 57-45. Khalil James and that Sacred Heart backcourt, very important. They started playing well in the second half as the Irish came back. They were down 19-4 in the first quarter, down 6 at the half, and ended up pulling out that victory on the road against a Sarah team that was 20-3 at home over the previous 2 seasons. Sacred Heart Cathedral is the visiting team as the number 3 seed. They are coached by Daryl Barber in his 5th year at the helm. He's taken Sacred Heart Cathedral to the CCS Division III championship game in his previous 4 years, winning the title the last 3 years. He's won 109 games and lost 43. The lineup for the Irish: Josh Fox, a 6'4 senior. Taylor Johns, the 6'4 senior. Tyler Petroni is a 6'1 senior. Khalil James is a 5'8 junior. And Herman Pratt is a 6'1 junior. Fox, Johns, Petroni, James, and Pratt, the lineup for Sacred Heart Cathedral. Archbishop Mitty, 23-3, another WCAL title. They were 13-1 in conference during the season. They're coached by Tim Kennedy, the former Loyal Marymount Lion. Sarah Padre is in his 4th year at the helm of Mitty, 94 wins and 27 losses for Kennedy in his career. And he goes to the lineup: Jack Bible, a 5'10 senior. Neil Vranikar is a 6'6 senior. Jordan White, a 6' senior. Thomas Peters, a 6'6 senior. And the lone non-senior, the 3rd-ranked junior in the country, according to ESPN, that is Aaron Gordon. He is the 6'8 junior.
And what is he going to do tonight? That's the big question. Fully recovered after a 6-week bout with mononucleosis. He played through it, and if he's on, Mitty is going to be hard to beat. But if anyone can do it, it's Sacred Heart. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in one season. It really is real hard, especially amongst good teams.
Yep, especially those games are battles time in and time out, and they were battles the first 2 times, and we'll see if tonight is one of those. As the teams shake hands before the start of this one, you get a look at the circle in the center.
We got some good officials here tonight. Kenny Zink is a guy I've known for 25 years, and he's going to be throwing that ball up. He's excellent.
And both players jumped too early, and it's Archbishop Mitty basketball. This is Jack Bible. Bible to Aaron Gordon. Mitty going from left to right on your screen. Bible in the left side. Vranikar quickly moving it around the perimeter. White goes down to Thomas Peters, who has really stepped up his scoring here in recent games. Jack Bible, cross-court pass, dangerous, caught by White, steps in for the jumper, and he's fouled by Herman Pratt. Pratt plays such tenacious defense. Occasionally foul trouble can be an issue for Pratt. Effort and intensity never are. As Jordan White goes to the free throw line to shoot 2. Mitty 23-3 this season. And the first free throw is good. White makes them both, and the Monarchs are off to a 2-0 advantage. Tyler Petroni on the far side, down to Taylor Johns. Pretty quiet night for the most part last night, but scored a couple key buckets, and he travels here.
He tried to slide under Aaron Gordon, and Gordon was just too long for him. He needed that extra step.
We're going to see those guys go at it at both ends. Johns guarding Gordon right now. Neil Vranikar hands off Jack Bible. Bible, great pass back to Vranikar, who's missed a layup.
That should have been a goaltend. That was touched above the rim.
And officials are going to talk it over here. Tim Kennedy, Mitty coach, saying that should be a bucket, and they are going to count it.
They are counting it. Hey, your color guy's right on top of this stuff, Pat.
No question about it. And Jack Bible gets the assist on the Vranikar bucket. So Mitty, a good start. We've played a minute 5. Tyler Petroni over to Josh Fox. What a night he had last night at Sarah. Khalil James up top. He scored 8 last night, all in the third quarter as Sacred Heart Cathedral overcame a halftime deficit and took a lead. Very key to this team. He played pretty well in that matchup last Saturday. The overtime loss for the Irish. He shoots a 3 here and connects. How will the Irish guards do tonight? James guarding Bible. Vranikar open for 3 straight away. And the rebound to James. James in the front court, goes all the way in, misses, and the follow by Johns.
Phi Slamma Jamma.
Thomas Peters with the bucket to put Mitty back in front. Great start to this one. We've played 2:15. The Let's Go Irish chant starting. James in the corner, pump fakes, goes right by Gordon, blocked by Vranikar. Good start for Vranikar. Bible looking up the floor. White, the lob to Gordon, and the stop.
Oh, how do you like that, Mr. Gordon?
What a play.
He says, I could take one down too, Mr. Johns.
That was awesome. Here's Fox inside the lane. The tough jumper with a hand in his face from Peters. Misses. Gordon's got the board. Gordon in the corner to Peters. Johns has the board. Petroni goes right to the bucket. Misses. Jordan White somehow scores and draws the foul.
Boy, Jordan White put up an off-balance shot, and he got hit and still made the basket.
You don't make that shot unless you hit the weight room. White showing good strength there, and now he can put Mitty up 6. A lot of people still filing in, and they're asking people to move into their seats because to get close to accommodate all the fans that continue to file in. A packed house here at Foothill College. This place seats about 3,000. The free throw missed, and Fox has the rebound. 4:20 to go in the opening quarter. Exciting start. Highlight real dunks already from Johns and Gordon. Khalil James looking for Fox, who's trying to get on the board. Petroni to Pratt along the baseline, double dribble.
Sacred Heart has not gotten their offense on track yet. I mean, they've got a 3-point shot and a dunk off a rebound. They need more offense. They need to get some offense going here.
This is Jack Bible. Vranikar loses it, runs it down in the corner. 3 feeds it to Gordon. Gordon goes by Johns, hands in the air, finger roll, and the blocking foul on Herman Pratt.
That's a call Aaron Gordon is going to get. He was extended out, and Pratt tunneled him. It's as simple as that.
He was doing everything he could to try to avoid the contact there, and he ends up drawing the second foul on Herman Pratt. That's a big foul with 3:38 to go in the quarter.
More often than not, Gordon is going to get that call.
And the rebound to Petroni. Up the floor, Pratt. Nicely done in traffic. Aaron Gordon showing his great handles. Scoop shot, no. Has his own board. Wants to put it up again. And Thomas Peters went over the back. DeAndre Otis comes into the game. We have our first substitution as Pratt goes out with those 2 fouls. Otis struggled last night in the first half against Sarah, but the sophomore hung with it, played well in the second half. And we've got a whistle as Josh Fox draws the foul. That's going to go against Gordon. So the first one on Gordon. The inbounds to Taylor Johns working against Gordon. If you're the Irish, you'd love to see Gordon pick up that second foul. Open is Petroni in the corner. And the rebound to Bible. Bible throws it away, Petroni. But they're going to call Petroni for traveling.
I think he stepped out of bounds, Pat, is what happened. He made the steal and then stepped out.
I was going by the PA announcer there as Thomas Short is into the game for Archbishop Mitty. Connor Peterson out on the floor as well as Gordon thought about shooting a 3 but shuffled his feet. Second turnover on the Monarchs. 2:34 to go in the opening quarter. Aaron Gordon's got 3, Jordan White with 4 for Mitty.
Gordon hasn't done that much, and Sacred Heart hasn't really taken advantage of it.
Josh Fox still scoreless, gets fouled from behind by Thomas Short on that entry pass. Brandon Farrell's going to come into the game for the first time for Mitty. The 6'5" junior checks in for Peters. The inbounds to DeAndre Otis. Taylor Johns puts it on the floor. Kicks out Otis for a 3. Airball. So the Monarchs have it. This game has slowed down a little bit after a frantic opening 3 minutes.
And here comes the point pivot. That's what I've nicknamed him. He's a point guard that can play the pivot.
He does have good handles as Taylor Johns knocks it away, tries to throw it in the front court. And a smart play, although it never made it there. It's still Mitty basketball with 16 on the shot clock. This is Jack Bible. Bible with 7 on the shot clock against James. Leans in along the baseline and scores. 5 different Monarchs have scored. The Irish turn it over. Bible saves, but then throws it right back. Josh Fox against Gordon. Gets Gordon up in the air, then Gordon knocks away the pass. Otis gets it back. Feeds Petroni. Open James 3. Missed. Fox the rebound as a Mitty player falls on top of him, and Fox is hurt. Did not look good. Unfortunately, he gets up, and hopefully he'll be all right.
Guy rolled up on his ankle. Looked like
it was Bible.
It was Bible that rolled up on his ankle.
He stays on the floor. It'll be interesting to watch him the next few minutes. 1:10 to go in the opening quarter. They're still filing in here, standing room crowd. It's Taylor Johns. Tries to kick it up top to Otis. Here's Fox. 25 on the shot clock, and Khalil James traveled.
Fox is not right. He's got to come out. He's limping pretty bad. They're going to have to tape that ankle up. Got to get some ice and some tape on that thing. He might be able to return, but he looks pretty hobbled, and that could be a big, big blow to SH.
They're tending to him right now on the Sacred Heart Cathedral bench. 45 seconds to go in the opening quarter. The Irish are down 6. Jack Bible traveled.
Yeah. Both teams are a little tight right now.
Thomas Short wanted to check in, couldn't get in time. Here's Otis pulling up for the jumper. Shot clock is off with 26 seconds left in the quarter. 5 different players have scored for Archbishop Mitty. Jack Bible, one of those players, gives way to Connor Peterson, 6'2" sophomore. 12 seconds in the quarter. Bible with 7. Down to Gordon. Gordon goes up strong, and it was knocked loose, I believe, by Johns. Here's Petroni with 1 second. Got to shoot here. The runner at the buzzer is good, and they're going to count it as a 3.
That's a big turnaround there. It looked like Gordon got hammered underneath, trying to dunk the ball, and there was no call. Instead, it was a block by Taylor Johns. And Petroni throws a flying shot at the buzzer, and they count it as a 3-ball.
And he just let go of that.
That's a 5-point turnaround. Instead of being 15-7, it's 13-10 after 1.
He just let go of that before the buzzer. And they're again asking fans to move in and squeeze together in these seats. We're at Foothill College in this packed gymnasium. As you get a look at the other side, that is completely full.
Well, we've got standing room only, fans standing behind us, fans standing down below. They're going to probably have to get those fans seated, but boy, we're packed in here like sardines.
As you get a look, Jerry Gerard, the cameraman here, panning the crowd in this packed house at Foothill College. They can fit about 3,000 here. They said sometimes they've had to deal with the fire department in terms of being up to code, not getting too many people here when they've had finals in past years. And a packed house tonight. And why not? These two teams have played a couple great battles this year, won both times by Mitty. Last time in overtime. The point differential in those 2 Sacred Heart Cathedral losses has been a combined 5 points. They lost by 3 at Mitty and lost by 2 at home. Just underway in the second quarter. Josh Fox still on the Irish bench. It's John, shoots a 3 and misses. Aaron Gordon crosses over. Passes off, nearly went out of bounds. Gets it back. Petroni's got it. Petroni looking ahead, has trouble corralling the ball. Now goes right to the rim, misses. Liam O'Reilly is there for the finish. 5 different Irish players have scored. And a foul on the Irish in the backcourt as Otis nearly came away with a steal.
Well, he was the one that was responsible for the steal off Gordon on the last possession, really. He knocked it away from behind, and that's what created the transition that O'Reilly scored off of.
Sacred Heart out rebounding Mitty 8-7. Mitty has 5 turnovers compared to 4 for the Irish. Just underway, second quarter. Vranikar, 3-pointer straight away. No. Johns the rebound. Johns having to step up his play even more with his star teammate on the bench.
SH can take the lead here.
Here's Khalil James. Blocked out of there by Vranikar. Vranikar's outside shot's not falling, but he's doing everything else well for the Monarchs as Jordan White checks in and Connor Peterson goes out. Petroni goes out of the game for Sacred Heart Cathedral as Herman Pratt checks in. Liam O'Reilly. To Otis. Otis nearly traveled. Here's Johns against Gordon. Can't score, too strong. Gordon, the one-handed rebound.
That's only Gordon's third rebound in this game.
Knocked away and taken by Herman Pratt. Here's Otis. To O'Reilly. He goes to the bucket and scores. The Irishman has put the Irish in front. 6:03 to go in the half. Aaron Gordon, Haynes in the air. John's got a piece of it, but Gordon so active, able to get the follow. Tip-ins is where Gordon has really hurt Sacred Heart Cathedral this year. Offensive putbacks, and he had an offensive putback there as Johns works against him. Tried to pass off to Otis, and we've got a foul. That's going to be Gordon's second. Brandon Farrell into the game as Gordon goes out. Petroni checks in for Khalil James. Jack Bible back in for Mitty. And Thomas Short goes out. Josh Fox still on the Sacred Heart bench. He sat out the final minute plus of the first quarter and has not entered here in the second quarter. We did see him walking along the bench. Here's O'Reilly feeling confident, missing the three.
That's a little out of his range, Pat.
Bible has a swat out of there by Johns. Pratt in the open floor. Doesn't have numbers. Otis was screaming for the ball on the other side of the floor. Here's Johns leading in, scoring, but they're going to call a charge.
No basket, Pat. We ran him over.
Each team with 5 team fouls. It's a first personal on Johns. Good action here at Foothill College. 5:06 to go in the first half of this WCAL playoff final. Vranikar. Outside Peters in the corner. Back up tight to White. 14 on the shot clock. Vranikar fires. He's 0 for 3 from out there, but Farrell's got the board. Turnaround jumper by Peters misses. But another board. Vranikar goes to the rim, misses. And a foul on Vranikar.
When Aaron Gordon isn't in the game, Mitty's got a problem putting the ball in the basket.
Herman Pratt's going to come out of the game as Josh Fox has re-entered. 4:36 to go in the first half. Fox back in the game. He had been out 4.5 minutes of game time with that, what we think is an ankle injury. Fox had a Mitty player following him. Gives way to Otis, who tries to score the right hand and does. The 6th different Irish player to score.
Good no call there by the officials.
And a timeout called by Tim Kennedy on the Archbishop Mitty bench with the Monarchs down 1 and 4:13 to go in the first half.
It's only the second lead now for Sacred Heart. They led 5-4. Now they're back on top again.
4:13 to go in the half as you get a look at the Archbishop Mitty huddle. You can see they have dominated the head-to-head meetings with Sacred Heart Cathedral over the last 3 seasons, going 7-0 during that stretch after the Irish beat them 3 times back in 2009.
Right now, Mitty is cold. Okay, they could use an easy basket. They haven't been able to make an outside shot, and they've missed a couple of layups, and the result is a a 9-2 run for Sacred Heart.
Peters, Bible, Vranikar, Farrell, and White on the floor. Gordon on the bench. He's got 2 fouls with 4:08 to go in the half. Jordan White up top, Peters.
Sacred Heart, they're packing it in.
6 on the shot clock. Peters, tough 3. Got it! Mitty back in the lead.
That was a tough shot, Pat.
And we've got a whistle, an official timeout. And I think it's an issue of Josh Fox. Fox still not feeling right. Comes out of the game. Here's Khalil James to Liam O'Reilly. James outside Petroni. Otis. Open is James for 3. Sacred Heart Cathedral back in front. Second 3 of the game for James. This one looks like it could be as good as the previous 2 battles we've seen as Johns knocks away the pass. Johns against Farrell. Johns hangs in the air and scores. And nearly a goaltend on O'Reilly, who hit the rim as that ball went up. Aaron Gordon still on the bench. Farrell outside Bible. Peters backing his way in. Turnaround shot. No. Farrell there for the board. First points of the game for Farrell. Taylor Johns goes strong by Farrell and draws the foul. Well, we're really starting to see Taylor Johns show some initiative here with his teammate. That tandem we've seen do so well for Sacred Heart Cathedral, so well together. Fox on the bench, John trying to take over.
Mr. Gordon getting ready to come back in. The last thing they want to see is him pick up 3 in the last 2 minutes and 19 seconds.
First free throw misses badly by Johns. Gordon is in along with Peterson as Farrell and Bible go out. 2:19 to go in the half. It's the first time an Irish player has been to the free throw line. 17th foul on Mitty. Sacred Heart's got 5. So he makes 1 of 2. The Irish are up 2. Peters. Mitty looking for Gordon. John's guarding him. Still haven't got Gordon to touch yet. There it is with 15 on the shot clock. Gordon loses it, goes up, misses, and tips it home.
He basically dunked it back home. Only Gordon can do that here in these parts.
7 points, 5 boards for the junior as Johns shoots the jumper and scores. Johns has 7. Fun battle to watch all night. Johns versus Gordon. 90 seconds to go in the half. Johns knocks it away. Otis. Otis, nice feed. O'Reilly's got a layup. O'Reilly's got 6 off the Irish bench. And Sacred Heart Cathedral's got their biggest lead. 1:10 to go in the half. Here's Gordon for the jumper. Badly missed. Wonder if John's got a piece of that. Otis in the front court. Otis all the way to the rim, and he dumped it off. And it's going to be out of bounds off the Irish. Otis would have had a layup there if he just went up for the shot. I think he was anticipating an Aaron Gordon block.
I think the official let Aaron Gordon make that call because that ball looked like it was off Mitty.
Yeah.
But Gordon was quick to point the other way, and the official agreed.
So 55 seconds remaining in the half. in front of this packed house at Foothill College in Los Altos Hills.
And a reminder to everyone, don't go away at halftime because we've got a treat for you. Mitch Stevens of CBS Max Preps and my good friend of over 20 years, who's also the president of the California Prep Sports Writers Association, is going to be our halftime guest. And ask him to compare Aaron Gordon to some of the great players in the Bay Area. And if Gordon's going to be in that class, we're going to probably have to see him step it up in the second half for sure.
He is someone that has stepped it up in previous meetings against the Irish this year. He's in a 2 head-to-head meetings, 59 points and 30 rebounds in those 2 games. Tonight he's got 7 points and 5 rebounds with under a minute to go in the half.
And that's way below his production, but Sacred Heart Cathedral's been doing a good job on him defensively.
The Irish are up 4. They were down 3 after the first quarter. Mitty led by as many as 5 in that first quarter. Jack Bible's got it. They're up 6 they did as Gordon shoots the 3, misses. Johns goes up for another board.
I can't believe that that's the shot that Tim Kennedy wants, but Gordon's going to take it if he gets it.
2-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. The game clock at 24 seconds. Irish look like they're going to go into the half with a lead as Khalil James kicks it out. Petroni. 12 on the shot clock. 9 on the game clock, 7 on the shot clock. Here's Taylor Johns. Johns against Gordon. Goes to the rim and scores. 2 seconds, 1. Mitty's not going to get a shot off, and Sacred Heart Cathedral's going to head into the locker room, leading by a half dozen. As you get a look at the Irish players as they get ready to go into the locker room with this 6-point lead.
This first half has belonged to Taylor Johns in the duel against Aaron Gordon. Johns, I've got him with 4 rebounds, a block, and 2 steals to go with nine points.
And he scored 7 of those 9 in that second quarter as Sacred Heart Cathedral outscored Mitty 18-9 in that quarter.
You know, there was the non-dunk by Gordon and then the 3-point shot. By Petroni there at the end of the first quarter. That really swung the momentum to Sacred Heart Cathedral.
Yeah, they were up by 6 at that point. That was their biggest lead for Mitty. And Petroni hits that running 3-pointer. And that cuts the lead down to 3. That 3 at the buzzer at the end of the first quarter. And
I see Mr. Stevens coming up the stairs here. Come on in, Mitch.
Thanks to Mitch Stevens for joining us here as we're at the halftime break. Exciting first half. Sacred Heart Cathedral in front, 28-22. Mitch, thanks for joining us. What's your thoughts of the first half?
Well, Sacred Heart Cathedral, I mean, they are athletic. They're energetic. It's hard to beat a team 3 times. And Sacred Heart Cathedral, I mean, the first 2 games were for the taking, and they look like they're ready to take it.
Well, that's exactly, Mitch, what I was telling Pat, and that how hard is it to beat a quality team 3 times in one season? I mean,
it's very difficult, but then again, if you have Aaron Gordon, I don't know. You just get the feeling if he can will whatever he wants. As long as he stays out of foul trouble, I don't know. It's still going to be difficult for Sacred Heart Cathedral, especially with Fox. Looks like he's not 100%. His ankle's bugging him. But I don't know. It's a WCAL. Anything can happen. How's that for a cliche?
Speaking of Aaron Gordon, Mitch, you and I have been around a long time. We've seen some great players. The last player to win the ESPN Cal High Sports State Player of the Year was Jason Kidd from the Bay Area, and Gordon is a legitimate shot at Player of the Year. I mean, how does Aaron Gordon size up against, players like his brother, Jason Kidd, Darnell Robinson from years ago, some of the great players? Where's his place, Mitch?
He's right there. I mean, Jason Kidd is the greatest high school basketball, I think, player in the Bay Area because of winning 2 state championships. Aaron Gordon has a chance to win 3. And what I think separates him right now, what I was just thinking about, is from, where he is to the next best player in the Bay Area. I think that distance is further than any I've ever seen. I mean, he's really by far the best player. There's Jabari Bird. He's very close to. But, I mean, besides that, those 2 guys, he's just I just was talking to the WCAL Commissioner, Ed Ravenscroft, and he said, bar none, right now, he's the best player ever on this side of the Bay, ever, that he's ever seen. And he's been around a long time. So he's definitely right there. He just does so much. I'm just watching him now playing at the perimeter, I mean, bringing the ball up court. It's like, what? I mean, so, yeah, I mean, but Jason Kidd, until somebody wins more than 2 state championships, I still say Jason Kidd's the greatest, but he's right there with him.
Well, the last time a big guy from the South Bay really was the best player in the state was Dennis Autry, believe it or not. And that goes a long, long way back.
Yeah,
so, this guy, he's in a class of his own. But the question is he going to bail him out tonight, Mitch?
Yeah. I don't know. It's a funny things happen in this gym. I've seen a lot of different things. I don't know. With Fox's injury, it just depends. If he comes back, I don't know that he can. But if he's not 100%, I think he'll bring him back. I just do. It's just a gut feeling. Nothing scientific there. That guy's done it time and time again, just like he did the last game for sure, and the first game, frankly. Yeah.
Well, you know what they say, Mitch. You can only go to the well so many times.
Yeah. What do you guys think? What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think, Fox is incredibly important, especially after the effort he gave last night against Sarah. I mean, that was just a tremendous performance when you look at 24 points and 14 rebounds, and also the key assist that led to the winning bucket last night. Yeah, I almost think that he has to come back here in the second half for the Irish to have a good shot. But, talking about Gordon, I think one thing that's great about him, too, is he's not just a big body. His energy level is always top-notch, and he's always around the rim, always willing to clean up a miss if he doesn't put it in the first time.
Right. Just like the last game, at the end of the game, I mean, I am so impressed when he misses, that he's just so hungry. I mean, that's the thing when a kid's that talented and he's that hungry, that combination. His brother had that, and his brother had that, but he wasn't as skilled as this kid. His brother started late. Though, did you see what his brother did today? He had 20 points and 20 rebounds for New Mexico, or is it New Mexico State? I always get it mixed up. New Mexico, and they beat UNLV.
Well, you better call little brother at halftime and tell him to get busy, because he's going to need more than 7 points and 5 rebounds in the second half. Otherwise, Mitty's not going to win this game. So, Mitch, you're gonna file tonight for what? For the Chronicle, for Max Preps,
right.
I mean.
Yeah. Those 2 things, yeah.
You're a busy man.
I am a busy man. I'm not any more busy than you are. Well, both of you. I see you guys all over the place. I've seen you, East County, here, San Mateo, and Harold's all over the North Bay, everywhere. It's high school sports. We love it, and we keep coming back for more.
Well, nobody's better at what they do than you are, Mitch.
Thank you.
You're
That's
one of the
nice
top
of you to
guys
say.
in Northern California, the whole state. Service with being president of the California Prep Sports Writers Association, and I enjoy being the vice president with you. I love you, buddy.
Love you too, man.
All right,
Harold.
get back to work.
That was a quote. Did you hear that, folks? All right. All right.
Get busy. Mitch, get back to work. All right, Mitchie. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Mitch. Appreciate it. All right, we hope for a good second half. The score at the break, 28-22 in favor of Sacred Heart Cathedral. We'll take a brief break on the audio side, bring it back for halftime statistics. You're watching the WCAL Playoff Final on BayPreps.com.
(28-22) our score at the half. Sacred Heart Cathedral leading Mitty. The Monarchs were up 6 at one point in the opening quarter in the closing seconds until a Tyler Petroni running three cut it to a 3-point game, 13-10 after one. And then the Irish outscored Mitty 18-9 in the second quarter to take this 6-point lead into the half. Taylor Johns has the game high, 9 points. He also has 4 rebounds, 6 for Khalil James, 3 for Tyler Petroni. Also 6 for Liam O'Reilly off the Irish bench, and 2 points each for Herman Pratt and DeAndre Otis. Mitty is led by Aaron Gordon, 7 points and 5 rebounds. 5 for Thomas Peters. Jordan White's got 4. Neil Vranikar, Jack Bible, and Brandon Farrell all have 2 points apiece. One thing, Harold, I'm not sure as far as what happened if he got hurt last night, but Brandon Abagello has not played at all in the first half for Mitty, and that's an important player off their bench.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure about that, but he has not. He actually led the team in scoring off the bench in one game a couple of weeks ago.
So that's something that Mitty is a team that is not a real deep team. Anyway, neither one of these teams are really have a ton of depth, but their top 6 or 7 guys are really good.
Well, right now, the story of the game is that Sacred Heart Cathedral has had more guys who could put the ball in the basket. And that was what Coach Barber talked about before the game. He told me they've got to make the plays. And right now, they've made more plays.
They certainly have, and they're 16 minutes away from ending a long losing streak to Mitty. They've lost 7 in a row to the Monarchs over the last 3 seasons. And the last win was in 2009 in the WCAL playoffs.
And I believe that was the year that Sacred Heart Cathedral won the state championship, if I'm not mistaken.
By the way, I know, Harold, you're interested in the Bayshore Athletic League Finals. Salesians up 16 at the half on St. Joseph Notre Dame.
St. Joseph Notre Dame is a solid team. I mean, they're a favorite to win the D5 state championship again. So that just shows you how good Salesian is.
Up top, Jordan White over to Neil Vranikar.
They're playing excellent defense on Gordon.
Down low, Gordon catches and draws the foul.
Still couldn't get the shot. They still had a secondary defender there who got a piece of the ball, but he fouled.
Josh Fox is starting the second half on the bench. He missed most of the first half, got hurt with about a little bit more than a minute to go in the first quarter. And since he got hurt, surprisingly, the Irish have outscored Mitty by about 12 points as Gordon misses the first free throw. He's 1 of 3 from the line.
Right now, everything that could go wrong for Mitty is they can't get easy shots. They can't make free throws. That one goes.
So Gordon makes 1 of 2. He's got a Mitty high 8 points. 30 seconds into the third quarter. Johns looking for Petroni in the back door. The loose ball. O'Reilly tries to grab. It's a tie up. And on the jump ball, the possession arrow will keep it with Sacred Heart Cathedral. O'Reilly on the floor instead of Fox for the Irish in the second half. Mitty going with their same 5 starters. Inbounds Petroni, pump fakes. O'Reilly to James. James had a couple big threes for the Irish in that first half. Here's Taylor Johns. Frees himself for a jumper, shoots it way too strong. Gordon's got the board. Gordon behind the back with a dribble. Up top, Bible. Peters averaging over 15 points per game over his last 4. has been quiet tonight.
Johns is playing great defense on Gordon. That's all I can say.
Gordon catches, Petroni helps out, and there's going to be a tie-up, and the possession arrow will give it to Mitty.
Gordon can't breathe without somebody on him, and then the help comes.
We're at Foothill College in Los Altos Hills. Great battle between Sacred Heart Cathedral and Archbishop Mitty in this WCAL Playoff Final. Our final broadcast of the year here on BayPreps.com. Final basketball broadcast is Gordon against that defense from Johns. Tried to lean in and draw a foul. Missed the shot badly. James has the board. Taylor Johns has done great against Gordon tonight. Still 14 and a half minutes to go. Herman Pratt picked up 2 early fouls. Hasn't picked one up since. Feeds Johns against Gordon, and a travel on Taylor Johns. Mitty and Sacred Heart both have 6 turnovers. Mitty out rebounding the Irish in the first half, 14-10. Mitty was 3 of 5 from the free throw line in that first half. The Irish were 1 of 2.
We're 2 minutes into this third quarter, and we've got 1 point on the board, a free throw by Aaron Gordon.
Let's see if the offenses can pick it up. They want a lob for Gordon, who catches and scores. And Mitty's within 3. And a Johns, an errant pass, going to go in the backcourt, and that's an over and back violation on the Irish. So the Irish very slow to start this third quarter. Not sure if we're going to see Josh Fox again in this game. He's right now has got his warm-up jacket on the Sacred Heart Cathedral bench. Trying to find Vranikar. The Bible pass is knocked out off Pratt.
Vranikar slow getting up. He's been dinged up.
Gordon trying to get open. And we're going to get a 5-second call as White didn't get it in time.
That's the 3rd or 4th time Mitty has had a problem inbounding the ball. Sacred Heart is on him like a blanket here.
Monarchs trying to win their 2nd straight playoff title. Sacred Heart Cathedral hasn't won it in 10 years. Petroni. The bucket by Petroni puts the Irish up 5. Just his 2nd field goal of the night for the 6'1 senior. Vranikar, bad pass, stolen by Petroni. He's got Pratt running with, but Petroni will score himself. Biggest lead for the Irish. 32-25, 4:50 to go in the third. Down low, Gordon catches close. Goes up, misses over Johns. Gordon grabs the rebound, but has it go through his hands. Khalil James, pull-up jumper, in and out. Herman Pratt battling for the rebound, and we're going to get a foul. And the Irish fans very much into this one. They're located on that half of the floor on each side. The Mitty fans more so on the other end where the Monarchs are trying to score. Vranikar. I was going to say he's coming in. He was already in the game, but Peterson is into the game as White goes out. John's shot blocked by Gordon. So this time it was Gordon Dean up on Taylor Johns. It's been a great battle tonight between those two as Gordon hangs in the air, can't score, and the rebound grabbed by Petroni.
Gordon has missed a lot of easy shots tonight.
Good pass to O'Reilly on the baseline. This is James spinning around Vranikar, swatted out of there by Peters. Bible's got a 3-on-2. Nice feed, Peters, but it went through his hands. Petroni there to steal it away. Monarchs got to convert those. Timeout by the Irish bench. A 7-point lead for Sacred Heart Cathedral with 3:53 to go in the third quarter.
Mitty looks tired, and you know they had the day rest. Sacred Heart is playing back to back.
Mitty played last night.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
But that is one interesting footnote. If the men's final is opposed to the women's final, the women play their semis on Thursday. The men play on Friday. Mitty, a winner over Bellarmine.
Right.
In a low-scoring game, 54-48. 32-25. Sacred Heart Cathedral in the lead. With 3:53 to go in the third quarter. They've been doing it without Josh Fox, who looks like he is not coming back in this game. Mitty playing without Brandon Abigello. Khalil James. Petroni. Along the baseline. O'Reilly for three. Air ball. John saves it, but it goes to Peterson. Looking for the lob for Gordon. He catches, goes up, and scores. Great job to catch, come down, and then go up and not try to force it on the catch. Gordon's got a dozen. Nobody else has scored in this third quarter other than Gordon for Mitty. Taylor Johns working against Gordon. Has it knocked out of his hands and out of bounds by the 6'8 junior. Brandon Farrell is into the game as Peters goes out. The inbounds to Johns. Ten on the shot clock for the Irish. Bounce pass, stolen by Bible. Bible's going to go right to the rim the other way. Blocked out of there, but the rebound there for Peterson. First points of the game for Peterson as they capitalized on the 9th Irish turnover. 2:40 to go in the third. Mitty's within 3. Johns and Gordon. Haven't seen a change up in that matchup all night as Khalil James misses the jumper and Gordon's got his 7th board. Gordon, Haynes in the air, can't score, but he'll be going to the free throw line where he is 2 of 4. Taylor Johns picking up the foul. That's his 2nd. Gordon misses another free throw. DeAndre Otis in for O'Reilly. 2:15 to go in the third. These teams no stranger to close games. Gordon misses them both.
He's 2 for 6 now from the free throw line. Those are 4 big points they don't have.
Sacred Heart fans, very loud throughout. Here's Tyler Petroni, and he is fouled. You know, it was said, I know by a few people, that Sacred Heart Cathedral maybe won't travel as well as some other WCAL schools, but they have come out in full force tonight from San Francisco to watch this final. And they've got a lot to cheer about right now if their team up 3. Petroni has scored the only points for the Fighting Irish in this quarter. He's got 7 in the game. Eight points for Petroni. The Irish have led by as many as 7. 1:51 to go in the third. They're up 5. Brandon Farrell over to Peterson. Thought about the 3. Gets it down to Gordon against Johns. Over 2 players. Petroni helping out, and Johns has the rebound. The Irish are helping out Johns as Pratt catches and has it swatted out of there by Peterson. Pratt goes back, feeds James, reverse layup, no. Bible comes away with the loose ball. outside, Peterson for three. And it's knocked out off of Vranikar. Thomas Short and Jordan White are back into the game for Bible and Vranikar. Archbishop Mitty, 55-5 over the last two seasons. Down 5 with 1:04 to go in the third. Here's DeAndre Otis. Spinning his way around Johns, and we're going to get a foul on Mitty. It's going to go against Short. His second. Thomas Peters going to come into the game for Farrell. O'Reilly in for the Irish. And the sophomore checks into the game for Petroni. 53 seconds to go in the third. Sacred Heart was up 6 at the half. They were down 3 after the first quarter. And they're doing it mostly without Josh Fox as a pass down low is stolen away by Peters. Peterson along the baseline, outside Gordon for three. Yes! Gordon's got 8 in the quarter, 15 in the game. 20 seconds. Taylor Johns. No. Peters the board. 13 seconds. Mitty wants to hold for the last shot. Short, White, Peters, Peterson, and Gordon. Gordon with 5 seconds feeds Peters. Peters, left-hander, misses. The tip is there for Peterson at the buzzer. Connor Peterson follows up the miss. The Monarchs end the quarter on a 5-0 run. We go to the fourth, and it's all even at 34.
We got a ball game on our hands here, Pat. Mitty refused to quit. And now it's crunch time.
Well, if you're the Irish, you certainly want this opportunity, and you're certainly not surprised by it, to go to the fourth quarter if this game all tied up, considering the close games these teams have had this season. Mitty outscoring the Irish 12-6 in that third quarter to tie it up at 34. The first time they met up at Mitty, it was a 62-59 win for the Monarchs, as Gordon had 31 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and a block. The last time out a week ago in San Francisco, the game we did, Mitty won in overtime, 60-58, and Gordon's tip in with 4 seconds left in overtime as he finished with a game-high 28.
It was a real bad quarter for Sacred Heart Cathedral. I mean, Petroni had all 6 of the points. No one else scored in the quarter for them, and that's not going to work.
The offense stymied with Fox on the bench and DeAndre Otis gets the defense from Short with 17 on the shot clock. It's Johns along the baseline, knocked away by Gordon. Johns gets it back, kicks it out Pratt, 10 on the clock. Pratt misses the jumper. Johns the rebound, tries a scoop shot against Gordon and draws the foul.
Looked like he pushed off, but he got away with it. He was able to get the rebound. And the prize he got with it was foul number 3 on Gordon.
So Johns goes to the free throw line where he has 1 of 2. He was shut out in that third quarter, as Harold mentioned. Tyler Petroni scored all the Irish points. Pat O'Rourke with you along with Harold Abend. We're at Foothill College, packed gymnasium, standing room crowd. Johns makes them both. Over 3,000 people in here for this WCAL playoff final, and we're getting a terrific game. And a whistle off the ball is going to go against Johns. I believe that's going to be his third.
I think you're right, Pat.
The inbounds from White. Peters backs his way in. Short jumper over O'Reilly, scores. Peters has 7. 7:08 to go. DeAndre Otis blocked out of there. It will stay with the Irish.
Gordon recovered to make the block.
The inbounds in the corner. A 3 by Pratt. No, and Gordon's got the board. Open look for Thomas. Short, misses badly. Gordon now with a double-double, working against O'Reilly. Of course, a double-double for Aaron Gordon is no surprise. It's old hat, as we've got a whistle.
I think they didn't reset the shot clock in time. They're going to take it down a little bit here.
Yeah, they reset it on that shot by Short that did not catch iron.
Kenny Zink's in charge right there at the table. He knows what he's doing. My neighbor up in Petaluma.
And they're still settling.
All right, so they're taking it down to 25, Pat.
6:49 to go in the game. We are all tied up. Sacred Heart Cathedral is led by as many as 7. Mitty was up 5 in the first quarter, up 3 going to the second quarter. Jordan White to Thomas Peters. Gordon catches. Gordon goes up, scores, and draws the foul. Somehow got that one to drop in traffic.
He just keeps doing it. Question is he going to make some free throws?
And his first free throw, and he converts the three-point play. And he's got 18 points, 11 in the second half. Mitty's up 3 with 6:18 to go. Monarch bench wanting a 5-second call with the dribbling by DeAndre Otis, and now we've got a whistle. Second foul on Peterson, the 6'2 sophomore. Khalil James going to come back into the game as DeAndre Otis goes out. Sacred Heart Cathedral pretty much down to 6 guys with a Fox injury, but Pratt able to score the bucket inside off the inbounds. It's just the second field goal of the night for Herman Pratt. Gordon the jumper. Petroni the board. Petroni thought about pulling up for the jumper, feeds James. James pulls up from the elbow and hits. The Irish are back in front on the Khalil James bucket. I really like Khalil James, the player. The guy's got 8 points tonight, and he's not afraid to step up and make big shots for the Irish. And he puts them in front with 5:39 to go.
He's just a junior, Pat. He'll be back next year.
Yeah, and he's going to be back along with DeAndre Otis, who's a sophomore, to man that backcourt. Of course, they are going to have to replace the Johns and Fox tandem. The Irish trying to win that WCAL playoff title. That's been so elusive in years past. They're also trying to win another CCS title. That senior class has a chance to go 4 for 4 at CCS Division III championships. And they are certainly favorites to do so.
So far, not having Josh Fox has not hurt the Irish, but this game is a long way from over.
Sacred Heart dropping back in the zone. Vranikar to Bible. Here's Peterson. Johns has the rebound. It looked like he traveled there. No call. O'Reilly falls down. Pratt goes to the floor to grab the loose ball, rolls it to O'Reilly to preserve the possession with 19 on the shot clock. Pratt with 12. Shoots it over Peters and hits.
That is a big shot. Real big shot.
Aaron Gordon trying to answer the tip by Gordon. Gordon's got 20. Johns against Gordon. Khalil James wants to shoot the three. Peters the board. Peters. Vranikar for three. No, hasn't been able to find that stroke all night. He's been cold lately as Petroni's got the board. Petroni gets it back from James. Sacred Heart fans ready to erupt. One of those three-pointers is able to fall. We're past the midway point of the fourth quarter. Timeout called by the Monarch bench and their head coach, Tim Kennedy. 3:49 to go. Sacred Heart Cathedral in front most of this game, leads by 2.
Looks like this one's another one that's going to come right down to the wire, Pat.
Just like the previous two meetings. A 62-59 Monarch win in San Jose, and last week the 60-58 overtime win that we did here on BayPreps.com.
It wouldn't surprise me to see Aaron Gordon do something in the last few seconds again, just like he did last week on the game you guys broadcast. I mean,
he had a big tip in the first meeting as well, that in the closing minutes of that game. That was a tie game at 58 with 2:29 left.
Somebody else is going to have to step up and do something for Mitty in this game. It can't just be Aaron Gordon.
Gordon has 13 in the second half. His teammates have 6. Mitty down a couple with the basketball. Bible, Peters, Peterson, Vranikar, and Gordon. Down low to Gordon against John, scores over him, and we are tied. Great position down there. Johns let him catch too close. 3:30 left. Johns wants to go at him, but then gives it up to Petroni. Johns does not have a field goal in this second half. Gordon's done a good job defensively on him. 15 seconds to go in the clock. Petroni by Peterson. Tough shot, no. The tip, grabbed by Petroni, and he is fouled. The 6'1 senior really stayed with it there. He has scored 6 of his 9 in the second half, and he's going to the free throw line where he is 2 of 2. And he makes the first free throw to put the Irish back in front. Mitty is 5 of 10 from the free throw line in this game, and the Irish are 6 of 7. Irish in front by 2.
They've made their last 7 free throws also.
3 minutes to go in this WCAL playoff final as James knocks it out of Bible's hands. Great battle at Foothill College in Los Altos Hills. As these teams get ready for the CCS playoffs, the lob and dunk! Great toss by Vranikar, the finish by guess who?
You got it, Mr. Gordon.
24 for Gordon. 9 in this fourth quarter. Down low, Johns. Dangerous pass. Pratt with the jumper. Well short, Gordon the board. Mitty looking to take the lead.
Here he comes, the point pivot.
Behind the back, nearly lost it against the defense of James in that zone. Here's a tough layup by Peterson.
What a nice move that was.
Peterson's got all 6 after intermission. Mitty in the lead, less than 2 minutes to go. James runs into a man and gets called for the travel.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Looked like it could have been an offensive foul, but instead he got the travel. Coach Barber was hoping for the block.
So 1:45 left. Mitty's got the ball in the lead. Irish looking for a defensive stand here. 18 on the shot clock. Mitty very patient right now. It's Gordon. Bible to Peters. The tip rebound. Vranikar tries to track it down, and he throws it off
nice.
to Troney.
Smart play.
Excellent play by Neil Vranikar, the 6'6 senior.
What a smart play that was.
He hung in the air for a while as he tried to spot where he was going to throw that ball. And Petroni unable to jump out of the way. 1:16 to go, obviously a huge possession.
Boy, was that a huge play by Vranikar to save the possession, and they get a fresh shot clock on top of it.
No question. And of course, you're Sacred Heart Cathedral. You still don't need to foul, but now Mitty can run this down to close to 40 seconds.
Well, Mitty's going to probably use most of the clock, I would imagine, unless they can get Gordon open quickly. But they're going to try and take this down probably to around 10 seconds, and then make their move.
And if you're wondering about Aaron Gordon, just joining us, 17 of his 24 since halftime, including 9 in this fourth quarter. Obviously scoring more than half the total of Mitty's points, and he's having another big game against Sacred Heart Cathedral after a modest first half. The Irish are without Josh Fox, who got hurt in the last minute of the first quarter. He made a brief entrance in the second quarter, couldn't go on his ankle. They've played a valiant effort without him. Can they pull out a win and avoid an 8th consecutive loss to Mitty? They haven't defeated the Monarchs since 2009.
Mitty's going to have to make some free throws. Gordon's 3 of 7 here. They're trying to foul.
James all over Bible. They do have a couple fouls to give.
That's not good at this stage of the game.
Yeah, and that's why they're tightening up the screws defensively, quite wanting to get a steal. But 15 on the shot clock. Vranikar misses, but Peterson's got the board and a new set.
Now it becomes dicey because Sacred Heart has to foul to kill the clock. And they still have 2 more fouls before they're in the one-on-one, so they've got to foul quick now.
47 seconds to go. DeAndre Otis is into the game for Johns, as they know they're going to foul here, and they don't want Johns to pick up the foul. Still got another foul to give, and there it is. With 45 seconds left, the next foul puts Mitty at the line in a 1-on-1. And do you foul Gordon? He's 3 of 7 from the line, but a clutch player. Be interesting to see what Sacred Heart Cathedral does. They don't have to foul right away, but they foul Vranikar. Vranikar very upset with the contact on that foul.
He got hit in the face. And nobody likes to get popped in the face.
Khalil James picking up the foul. That's his 3rd. Taylor Johns is back in for O'Reilly, and here's Vranikar shooting 1 and 1. He can make this a 2-possession game. He's got 2 points tonight. His 3-point stroke has been cold. Let's see how his free throw stroke is. He puts the Monarchs up 3.
Big basket, big free throw.
Now to make it a 2-possession game with 43 seconds left. No. The tip rebound grab by Johns. So the Irish down 3. You don't necessarily have to go for a 3 right away. James killed the dribble, throws to Johns. 30 seconds. Johns goes by Gordon and draws the foul, and Taylor Johns is going to the free throw line.
And that's 4 on Gordon. So if we have an overtime, that could be a factor.
Pat O'Rourke with you along with Harold Abend. The score is Mitty in front by 3 as you see on your screen. 26.9 seconds left. Taylor Johns, who is 3 of 4 from the line, shoots 2.
Cool as a cucumber.
Now to pull the Irish within 1. And again, both these teams are in the single bonus. So unless somebody's shooting, we're seeing 1 and 1 free throws. He missed it, but the rebound to Pratt. Pratt gets tied up by Gordon. No call, misses a shot and a foul. And if that's Gordon, let's see who this is on.
It's not Gordon. It is Gordon. It wasn't Gordon. It wasn't Gordon.
Herman Pratt came away with that loose ball, and he stuck with it after getting stuffed by Gordon. Surprised there wasn't a jump ball there, but he misses the free throw, and it was actually automatic 2 shots, so he gets another one, but he can only pull the Irish within 1. But surprised there wasn't a jump ball initially in that tie-up between Gordon and Pratt. So 1 free throw for Pratt after missing the first. He can only get his team within 1, and he does. Great game. Pratt's got 6 of his 8 in this final quarter. 22 seconds to go.
Right now, Sacred Heart Cathedral, they'd like to have those 2 free throws that they just missed. But had they made the first one, we'd be in the same situation we are right now with Mitty with a possession. Mitty's going to have to make some free throws here down the stretch. We're still a long way from this game being over.
Well, yeah, and they're going to be shooting 1 and 1 as well, unless they're shooting. So there's going to be some pressure on those free throws coming up for Mitty, assuming the Irish foul and don't come up with a steal. 23 seconds to go. The Monarchs are in front by 1. They've been down most of this game. They were down 6 at the half, trailed by as many as 7. Vranikar, Peterson, Bible, Peters, and Gordon for Mitty. The inbounds to Peters. And he throws it away. Underneath, O'Reilly traveled.
Oh my goodness. What a sequence.
Each team commits a turnover in a matter of seconds. Peters' pass was deflected and thrown away, and then Liam O'Reilly, after making the catch from James, traveled when he was about to get a great look at the bucket and a chance to give the Irish a lead. 17 seconds to go.
He actually missed the layup, I think, after he was called for the travel.
So the men's final living up to all expectations after these teams went through 2 close battles during the regular season. It's still very possible we could get another overtime game between these teams.
Well, Sacred Heart has got a foul. There's no question about that.
But they're going to do the same thing we just saw them do, where they play tight defense, hoping for a steal. And if they don't get it, come up with a foul.
Mitty has had a lot of trouble inbounding the ball tonight against Sacred Heart Cathedral. The Irish have been on him like a blanket all night.
For Mitty again, it's White, Bible, Vranikar, Gordon, and Peters. And it's Peters doing the inbounding instead of Vranikar this time. Defensively for the Irish, Otis, James, Pratt, O'Reilly, and Petroni. Johns on the bench. The inbounds to Vranikar. Jordan White. And now White is fouled with 12.8 seconds left. Jordan White is 2 of 3 from the free throw line. And he's shooting 1-1. Taylor John's going to come back into the game as O'Reilly goes out. So here's Jordan White shooting 1-1. Big free throw there for the senior to put Mitty up 2. It's still a one-possession game no matter what he does with this one, but
he makes this one. The Irish don't have Josh Fox to hit a three-point shot, and he rattles it home there.
Khalil James will bring it up. He's made a couple threes tonight. 8 seconds to go. Otis over to Petroni. 4 seconds. James shoots the 3. It's Vranikar blocked it. It goes out of bounds with 0.0 on the clock. There's no buzzer, but there's 0.0 showing on the clock.
Vranikar got a piece of that shot.
And this game is pretty much over. Fans are thinking this game's over because the 0.0, but the buzzer never sounded. So it's like 0.04 or maybe 0.04 of a second is on the clock, and that's what we have with this inbound. And there's no chance for the Irish to win unless they would tip in a three-pointer somehow off a Mitty inbounds, which is obviously
there's no way that they can get up a three-point shot unless well, it's hard for us to tell how many tenths of a second there are. I mean, if there's 6 or 7 tenths of a second, then they might be able to get a three-point shot up. But if it's less than that, it's going to be really, really hard. This game is pretty much over, but we've seen stranger things happen.
A lot of people are filing out of the gymnasium thinking it's over, and it pretty much is. As he's mentioned, unless officials put more time on the clock.
Well, that they're not going to do.
Yeah. And it is going to be Sacred Heart basketball. I was saying to Mitty, but it's going to be the Irish basketball. But still, like you said, you have to tip in a three-pointer. It's almost like there's no chance of doing that. Down 3 with, again, 0.0 showing on the clock. There's a lot of people standing near Khalil James as he does the inbounding. Of course, you could get fouled on a tip-in as Johns fires it up, and the shot is no good, and that is it.
The shot would not have counted,
Of course
Pat.
not, no.
The official waved it off.
So congratulations to the Archbishop Mitty Monarchs. Behind most of the night, they defeat Sacred Heart Cathedral by the final score of 50-47. And they do it behind another big night from Aaron Gordon, who finished with 24.
11, I think. 11 rebounds, if I'm not mistaken, Pat.
So Mitty wins the WCAL Playoff Finals. The Irish have not won the Playoff Finals since 2002, and they lose their 8th straight to the Monarchs, although they gave Mitty all they can handle this season. Mitty's 3 wins over the Irish by a total of 8 points.
Yeah, well, it was tight like we thought it would be. I think that not having Josh Fox definitely did have an effect on the Irish. But hey, what can you say? They stayed with him. They gave him the game. They gave him the best game they possibly could. Folks, if you stand by, we're going to try and get a couple of guests. I'll try and see if I can get Aaron Gordon up here and maybe Neil Vranikar. We'll see what we can do here. It's a little bit of a madhouse. We'll have to wait for the award ceremony, and then I'll I'll mosey on down there and see who we can grab. that's good.
All right, back with you here on the post-game show. Pat O'Rourke along with Harold Auben, and we're joined, of course, by Archbishop Mitty star Aaron Gordon. Aaron, congratulations on the win, and 24 points, great night, 17 after halftime. You guys were down most of the way. Talk about the mood in the huddle and on the floor as you guys were trailing most of this game.
Well, from the start, we knew that they were going to come out with a lot of energy. I mean, they've lost 2 games to us previously, so I knew they were going to come out hungry and just want the ball, you know what I mean? So when during halftime, I saw that we were down 6, we kind of rallied together. We said, all right, we got to be the team that wants it more, and I think that's what we did.
And certainly, and you seem to be, I mean, you're very active as always. I knew you probably put a lot on your own shoulders, but always around those misses. I mean, that's something in terms of always being able to follow up, whether it's your own miss or somebody else's miss. It seems like it leads to a lot of extra points for you.
I have a really quick second jump, so I'm able to come down and get back up before the defenders do. And I mean, a lot of that is I just hate misses. So just to put the ball up and to see it go off, I just can't stand that. So I just try and put it back in.
You've got Neil Vraniker here also. And you got me on there? Okay. We also have Neil Vraniker here. Neil, you got a piece of that shot there at the end, that 3-point shot. And both you guys played excellent defense. I mean, what was the key? What did Coach tell you guys are going to have to do to put this team away?
Well, you know, Sacred Heart's good, and we've played them tough 3 times, so we knew defense was going to be the main thing, and especially when you come down to last possessions like that, it's all going to be on the defensive end. So we're going to be engaged, be in a stance, be ready to go off any screens or any cuts, and that's just what we were, and we do it all the time in practice, focus in practice, and it translates to the game.
Aaron, Johns played great defense on you in the first half. He was on you like a blanket. I mean, what did you do different in the second half to get yourself to get, and not only that, he scored in the first half, and you turned it on him in the second half defensively. How did you turn that around on him?
I guess I was rushing in the first half. I was kind of pressing myself to score a lot, and during the second half, I kept my composure and kind of just slowed down my game and let the game come to me, and it kind of helped me out.
Well, you finished strong, young man.
Thank you.
So you guys now, you're ready for CCS. Looking forward to maybe going back up to Sacramento?
Looking forward to great things, man. Looking forward to great things.
All right, well.
Neil, we'll talk about in terms of defensively. Obviously, you got to play defense to play for this team, play for Coach Kennedy. I know your shot wasn't falling tonight, but I imagine that's something that's stressed throughout your entire high school career. You know you can get minutes if you play in the defensive end of the floor.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you're not getting it going on offense, you got to play twice hard as defense to make up for it, and just try to do that. And Kennedy hammers it into us, and I think this team's starting to turn around with playing defense and looking to make a run in the state championship.
You guys have an 11-game win streak. You guys ended last season on a 20-game win streak. Does this at all feel similar to last year?
Not really. I mean, it's a completely different team with completely different weapons. So, I mean, it's a similar run, but I don't think it's a similar season. We just got to make our own legacy.
All right, guys, go celebrate. Good game, guys.
Thanks, man.
Congratulations on the win, guys. Good luck going forward.
See you next week.
Good luck to Aaron Gordon and Neil Vraniker. Congratulations, Archbishop Mitty. They sweep the WCAL finals tonight. The ladies win over St. Ignatius, and the Mitty men win 50-47. Aaron Gordon finishing with 24 points, 17 of those after halftime, 7 for Thomas Peters, 6 each for Jordan White and Connor Peterson. Peters scoring all of his points after intermission. 3 points for Neil Vraniker, 2 for Jack Bible, and 2 for Brandon Farrell. As you mentioned, Gordon had 11 rebounds as well. On Sacred Heart's side, Taylor Johns finishing with 12 points, Tyler Petroni 11, 8 each for Khalil James and Herman Pratt, 6 for Liam O'Reilly, 2 for DeAndre Otis. Josh Fox shut out tonight. He got hurt with a minute to go in the first quarter. Came back in very briefly in the second quarter. Didn't play at all in the second half. Hopefully he's all right for CCS. You worry about that ankle because Sacred Heart Cathedral has a real chance. I mean, they're a favorite to win the CCS title, and they'll have a shot certainly when they get to NorCal's going forward as well. But tremendous game. Mitty out rebounds Sacred Heart Cathedral 30-22. Sacred Heart Cathedral 12 turnovers compared to 10 for the Monarchs. Mitty 10 of 15 from the free throw line. The Irish were 6 of 9. Great game. These teams played 3 great battles this year, and it's too bad they don't get a chance to play each other again this year.
Yeah. Well, by the way, on a note, I found out Brandon Abagello for Mitty. He's done for the season. He has a broken wrist, so
oh, wow.
He broke it last night, and they're not going to have him. I just want to say one thing, Pat. I have enjoyed working with
Pleasure.
you. I've had a ton of fun.
Pleasure.
And, you want me back, I'm yours, man.
All right. Well, thanks to all our guests tonight. Thanks to Jeremy Bowen from SanFranPreps.com, Doug Benton from NorCal Preps, and also Mitch Stevens from Max Preps. Great guests throughout the course of the evening. Great night of basketball at Foothill College. Of course, got to thank Shannon Rosenberg, the coach here at Foothill, for accommodating us so well. Ed Ravenscroft, the WCAL commissioner, as well as Jason Levine, who put this tournament on, these playoffs on for tonight. Also, thanks to buddy Pat the Stat from Reardon for giving me the information. And for giving me all the stats tonight in terms of playoff history for these schools that played this evening. Jerry Gerard, great job handling the camera and producing work tonight.
Excellent work. Excellent work.
For Harold Albend, I'm Pat O'Rourke signing off from Foothill College. Mitty sweeps the men's and women's finals. They win the men's final 50-47. You've been watching high school basketball action on BayPreps.com.